Inselmilkom sinjuri il-ħadd it-tajjeb. Illum se nitkellmu ma' Dr. Indika Perreira li huwa tabib fl-isptar Matedej u fl-isptar ta' Għawdex u wkoll hu il-President tal-Malta Cricket Association. Thank you very much, Indika, for coming to speak to us today.
Thank you very much, Leah. Thank you very much. It's exciting to be here again after a long time.
We first connected during COVID, right at the very beginning. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
And then we've stayed in touch from time to time.
Yeah, I think we had about 2 programs afterward.
Yes.
2 programs.
Yes.
And then
yes.
It's been a while because...
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's nice to see you again.
Same here.
And I want to thank you for coming to speak to us about cricket, as I'm focusing on alternative sports. And I think cricket is alternative in Malta.
It is. It's pretty much a British influence in most of the Commonwealth countries. And when it comes to cricket, we've always had the opportunity of enjoying this sport, not just in Malta, majority of the countries. At the moment, in most of the European countries, it's becoming very popular. It is the second biggest sport in the world, after all. It's a cultural change because we're predominantly football oriented, and so after football, getting cricket established, it's a cultural change. So it will take time, but it is a good alternative sport because it rides on the values of discipline and also commitment.
How long have you been in Malta? Remind me.
I've arrived to Malta as a medical doctor in 2012.
And so from 2012 to this year, it's a long time. Can you talk us through how cricket has become more popular in Malta and Gozo?
Taking back in the history, 2012, when I came here, I really struggled to find the where is cricket because I came here from Sweden because I used to work in Sweden. And when I came from Sweden, Sweden is quite established cricket. So they have in every local city, they have a cricket team and they have a cricket committee. When I came here, it was a struggle to find. And then I realized that there is a cricket, something happening with cricket in Master Sports Club. And so eventually I ended up getting in touch with them and I went to see. It was quite primitive at that time because it was more of a social game, and so people are getting together, a bit of expats and even Maltese who lived in Australia and the UK. Habits continue, so it's pretty much like a spare time, like a hobby. And so I honestly to say, when I came in 2012, when I actually went there for one cricket game, I've played competitive cricket in Sri Lanka, so when I went there, I liked it, but I didn't like it. So I went back home and I told my wife asked, when are you going next? I said, I'm not going there again. And but then I didn't go for anything. Then somewhere around 2014, I decided, okay, let me go and play again. And then I started playing cricket again. But then I realized cricket was continuous, but it wasn't structured much as a national federation. So eventually I got involved, and in 2017 I was appointed as the vice president for a brief moment, but then I resigned for some personal reasons. But my goal was, okay, the only way that we are going to make our mark as Malta cricket in the international stage by going to the World Cup qualifiers. So I asked back then my predecessor, the chairman, what is the criteria to go into the World Cup qualifiers? So he said we need to have 8 senior teams playing national cricket game, national league for 2 years. So I said, okay, it'll be done. And then he said, it's going to be impossible. I said, well, we'll do it. Nothing hurts by trying, so we'll try it. And so we ended up actually creating the first project. I had help coming from someone I should mention is Mr. Lee Tuck. He's a South African. He also lives here almost for now 12 plus years. And we came around, and there's also one of our ex-national players, British. He lives here again for many years now, David Mark. So all three of us got together and we created this pilot national project. And we ended up going from one cricket club, creating 8 cricket clubs.
So you tell me that there's 8 cricket clubs in Malta.
Right now, as we stand today, we have 20 cricket clubs, men's and women's. And right now I am waiting for the applications to come in because we are in negotiations with another 2 clubs. And possibly I'm looking at about another 8 clubs in Gozo.
So you've infiltrated into the villages.
Yeah, so predominantly, I mean, what changed the dynamics in Malta was that we had a big influx of Asian people coming in here from the subcontinent, where cricket is pretty much like a religion. And that influenced us a lot to actually get the cricket running. In the meantime, over the last years, we've been going into schools. And last year itself, we've been having a coach who's going every day from 8 o'clock till 2:30 in all the Gozo schools and training the Gozitan kids. The only hurdle which is there to cross over is that we can teach cricket at the school, but when they go home, they have less cricket to be heard at home. So that is a change that we are actually trying to break through, but that is a cultural fight that we have to put in, and those are the entry barriers, so we have to break in. Two of the ex-national players, one is late Ronnie Sacco, one of our beloved players, and his brother, both of them are from Gozo. They're Gozitans, and they played to Malta long time back. Before, I've never seen them playing, but I've met them personally, and very good person. So, and we had quite a lot of expats who settled in Malta. Some of them are citizens in Malta right now, but they've been living here for 20 plus years, and they play actively cricket. And the only challenge is the infrastructure, because we have only one cricket ground. Apart from Masa, if we have another ground, then it will be a different story. Because the fact is that we need to actually accommodate every cricket game which is happening. Higher the numbers, higher the volume, we have only one cricket ground, and so the wear and tear of the ground is very high. So it's quite demanding at the moment, because we have tour cricket happening, social aspect. We have international cricket matches happening. Malta runs the biggest international tournament in continental Europe, so we actually are the only country who has a rotational international cup as well, which is going around. It's called the Mdina Cup. And we just finished it in Belgium. And so earlier, first edition was in Malta, France, Belgium. So we take pride in this, but at the same time, limitations are this.
When you say you want to start clubs in Gozo, and there's only one ground here in Marsa, so would it be appropriate to develop a cricket ground in Gozo? Would that be feasible?
It is, because if I say sports exposure-wise, Gozo does have sports, but cricket is something that really bring a change in Gozo. Mainly reason being that it gives an opportunity. The way I see sports, coming from a very sports background, so when you have only limited option of sports, when a kid goes and tries, example, I put it on cricket. So if cricket is a predominant sport, and if you actually go and try this one, and if the kid feels that he's not good in cricket, and if the other sports exposure and the opportunities are less, then this kid is automatically going to think that I'm not good in sport, which is not the case. Because I may not be good in cricket, maybe I'm good in football, maybe I'm good in tennis. If you have a cricket ground in Gozo, it would actually, number one, it would give us an opportunity to host international games like World Cup qualifiers in Malta, which is going to increase the amount of tourism and the income generated through that one, and the exposure. Two is the international exposure when it comes to sports events, is so that cricket is in the bigger stage, so just like football. So it brings about the exposure for the younger people when it comes to the cultural diversity, and also it's not just about winning but the participation and sharing the experience. Socio-economically, it will actually impact them in a positive manner, is because apart from the economic benefits, socially it would be acceptable because you automatically get into a habit of playing with all the people who's living in the community. So cricket is something in Europe, particularly in Europe, and also if you go to the UK and if you go to Australia, New Zealand, majority of these teams, you don't find only the natives, you actually find the second generation of Australians or the Americans who are playing. So automatically this is an inclusion where actually everybody grow up in a harmonized environment, and this actually sports is one of the ways that you unify a nation.
Have you identified a location in Gozo which would be ideal?
Yes, few locations were identified. One of the locations was the race course in Tashaima, and works had started, and so the center pitch is already laid, and but in the race course obviously there's sharing of the space, but it's been going slowly because I think there are a lot of other commitments that the Gozo Ministry has to focus on. So they've taken on the project. Let's say 70% of the work is done, but hopefully it gets done before my term finishes, so I get to see at least one game conducted in Gozo.
Tell me what your personal milestones have been as the president of the cricket club in Malta.
So Malta cricket, when I took over, my personal goals was one, to see Malta going to the World Cup qualifiers, which we've achieved by creating the cricket clubs, and to actually bring about the shift from playing club cricket or social cricket to bring about a semi-professional setup where you actually start feeling it is a federation. Sports discipline, integrity, and quite a lot of cricket is a game of it's full of traditions. And so introducing that is really hard because you have to actually fight quite a lot of little battles. So this was one of my milestones we actually managed to achieve by creating the National League. So we went from having one club, today we have 2 divisions of cricket leagues. Second one was creating the women's cricket, and so we're happy now that the women's cricket is moving forward. And the third milestone was actually having, my personal success story would be that if one of our positions is taken over by a native Maltese, that I know that it has been localized completely, at least started the process the right direction. So we had this time when we conducted our AGM, we had the post available for the secretary, and then there was a Maltese lady, Maria Dolores Camilleri. So Maria actually applied and she got elected as a secretary. So she's after a very, very, very long time. And I'm happy during my term I actually managed to get a local person to come into that position.
However, having said that, you are Maltese also,
yes,
right?
Yes, I'm a citizen in Malta, yes. Father of 2 Maltese kids. So.
Yeah. And how did you find integrating in Malta from Sweden? You were already an expatriate.
So I'm originally born in Sri Lanka, so family is heavily mixed. Sri Lanka is really a mixed nation. So father's side has Portuguese blood, my mother's side has Dutch blood. So, and at age 18 I left Sri Lanka so to study abroad, and then I've been there for once. And then I worked in the military service during the wartime as a doctor. So then once the war finished, then I went to Sweden.
In Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
And so, can I ask, which part of Sri Lanka do you come from? Is it Colombo or is it somewhere else?
I was born in Nuwara.
Nuwara, I know Nuwara.
Which is called
very
the
well,
Little England.
Yeah.
And then I was brought up in Kandy. And to do my A-levels and to finish my school, I actually we now residing in Colombo.
Okay. I mean, it's a very beautiful country.
It is.
I always say, not because I'm speaking to you, I think it's probably the most beautiful, or one of the 2 most beautiful countries I've been to. So, do a lot of Maltese go to Sri Lanka?
They do a lot. I've personally, when the tsunami has happened, Malta actually had a big contribution to the Red Cross, building up one of the destroyed village areas in the suburb areas. And those houses were named after Maltese streets. And I'm yet to go and see it. And I know personally a lot of Maltese are actually traveling. So this year only I've known so many people who work, my colleagues who work in the hospitals. I've traveled a lot to Sri Lanka, and it's a favorite destination because it's a big country. So you have to go several times if you want to actually complete the entire places that you want to see. Particularly, coming back to the question you asked, how I felt when I came here, Sweden is a northern country, so their culture is quite different to Mediterranean culture. In many ways, the way I was brought up in Sri Lanka, I felt very homely when I came here, because people are much more happy and much more laid back, but they're at peace. So people are more welcoming. Yes, you do have here and there small issues, but I never felt it in a bad way or a negative manner, because I always felt that the Malta was quite welcoming to the foreigners. If you are a contributing foreigner, so I think the Malta welcomes everyone.
Very nice to hear. You've delved into other sectors, into technology and finance. You have a diverse background. Tell me more about it.
From family business wise, we are producing artificial eyelashes for the cosmetic industry, and it has been in operation since 1983. Apart from that, me personally, I have been involved in online IT business. So I've launched one of the IT platforms to Sri Lanka, which is an online classified site, #1 site, but I sold it off afterwards. It was backed by the Swedes. And then apart from that, I used to have a innovation hub where young people used to come in as interns, and we used to train them with the IT projects. And then now at the moment, as I speak, I have embarked on another project for the tourism and the financial for the safe tourism channel. One more thing I'm working on is actually setting up a automobile engineering university program in Sri Lanka. Idea is in 5 years' time to manufacture a car in Sri Lanka, at least in collaboration. So Sri Lanka is a recovering state at the moment after the financial crisis that they've had, unfortunate ones. But before that, Sri Lanka used to be the fastest growing economy after the war finished. But I'm hoping that these kind of projects will push forward quite a lot, is because I know Maltese who run businesses in Sri Lanka.
What kind of businesses?
Hotel industry.
Hotel businesses. I mean, you're obviously a serial entrepreneur.
Sort of.
Yes. How do you combine medicine with your business ideas and also with cricket?
I always tell my younger people that, when you're young, work to learn but not to earn. So it's medicine, I'm happy is because it's something that keeps me reminded that you're human. Sports-wise, cricket is just something I started playing cricket in 1992. I was playing in the cricket ground with my friends in the school during the school interval period. And then the cricket coach saw me and told me, bring your mother, because I need to speak to her. And then he said, look, he's obviously he's gifted with talent, so maybe he should come in for cricket. And so I used to do a lot of sports. My mother has been a pillar behind me when it comes to a lot of sports and extracurricular activities. So I've done cricket, tennis, squash. My dad pulled me to play golf. So I used to play golf for many years. Sports is something that you learn discipline and teamwork. Cricket especially, it's a team sport. So you have to be disciplined and you have to become humble to so you learn how to win, but also to accept your losses and to be humble. So it's something, and to be honest, cricket has given me great opportunity, even not just in Malta, in many countries that I've been to. It connected me with the international community, the local community, and also allowed me to do something. It's a challenge when you, especially when you're in Malta, when you have to introduce a sport and when you have to build something. So personally, when I look at it, it's a challenge. So if I manage to get, if Malta wasn't in the international stage, it was, but it wasn't heard much. Today, Malta is in a very influential position when it comes to European cricket scene. So because of this, I know whatever we did something right. So it's a challenge, and it's end of the day when you finish, I want to look back at my life and think, okay, look, I didn't just become a doctor and just go to the hospital, do something, and then come back home. But I did something for the community that I live in.
Indika, can we close on a note about European cricket and also about females playing cricket?
The women's cricket is a big topic globally. It is actually one of the main topics whenever we actually, now I just got back from the annual general meeting of the International Cricket Council, which was in Singapore. So one of the biggest topics on the stage is at the moment is women's cricket. To be fair, being a father of a girl, and I am happy if I actually manage to set it up in a way that one day maybe my daughter might want to play. I don't know, maybe she wants to play cricket. If she does, if she finds it, then perhaps maybe I'll be happy that I set it up. Women's cricket is a big movement. Main reason being that in bigger established countries like in the UK, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Sri Lanka, in India, Pakistan, these countries, South Africa, women's cricket is quite established. Obviously, they have big investments going in, so the women are given more opportunities in the schools. It is a curriculum as a sports. When it comes to the other parts of Europe, example likes of Malta and Gibraltar and Greece, we're pushing cricket through. And what I have seen, the positive side of women's cricket, is that we actually give them a reason to break away from this stigma of being a girl. I mean, you educate now. The society has moved forward, but apart from playing the role of being a girl, going to work and then coming home and taking care of the kids, but I've seen the positive side, how the girls were appreciating when they were given an opportunity to meet together and play and enjoy. So even the fact that when they actually, I've always told them it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What matters is that you go and participate. Because when you start enjoying, then you will push yourself to improve yourself. So Malta women's team has done very well. To be honest, I'm very proud of the girls. And some of them had babies at home. So, and the girls are like a family, so they go and visit them and they bring the mother back to the cricket ground, so they take care of one another. Most disciplined between the men's and the women's are more disciplined. If I say 7:30 we have the bus, the girls will be ready at 7 o'clock and downstairs. So it's a different thing, but it is a very, very good movement which is going on right now. I do think it's because, not professional career-wise, because cricket in Europe is still to become professional sport, like in other countries. But one day it will turn. When it turns, it's not just men's sport, but it is everybody's sports. So women's sport is going to change the European cricket. If anything, what's going to seal and confine themselves into a European aspect of the sport, it's going to be women's cricket. That is for sure. Touching base on the European cricket, I'm also the Vice President of the European Cricket Association, and we are similar to UEFA, so we are actually, currently we started in last year. From last year till now, we have 12 nations joining, and at the moment our president is Mr. Gabriel Martin. He's from Romania, and so we are actually closely working on creating junior cricket development projects for Pan-Europe, and we're developing the international club championships and also international games in line with all the guidelines and integrities. So it is fairly a new association which was created for Europe, but hopefully our target is European Cricket Association will be able to have a unified way of actually getting quite a lot of tournaments, because more you play, more you get heard, and more you actually confine and we actually consolidate your sport in that country. So European Cricket Association, my journey in Malta cricket will finish in 2027, and after that, if I'm elected again into the European Cricket Association, I will be personally looking after the youth cricket development projects in Europe.
Thank you very much, Indika. Thank you for
Thank you
coming
very
today.
much. Been a
I wish
pleasure.
you luck with your European aspirations and also with your cricket ground in Gozo.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Signori, grazzi li segwejtu l-programm illum. F'din il-parti tal-programm kont għedha nitkellem ma' Dr. Indika Perreira li huwa tabib ġo l-isptar Mater Dei u l-isptar ta' Għawdex, kif ukoll il-President tal-Cricket Association f'Malta. Jekk għandkom xi kummenti passoltu ibatuhom permezz tal-WhatsApp fuq in-numru li jidher fuq is-screen. Jiena Hogg għal Net TV u nixtieqilkom il-ħadd it-tajjeb.